Despite the fact that many people aren't big fans of illegal racing, while others just don't believe that what happens on the show is real, there's no denying the success achieved by Street Outlaws. Though it started as a single TV show, it ended up becoming a whole franchise, which has now released several video games and spin-offs. The latter category, Street Outlaws Memphis, has been one of the most successful. Set in Tennessee and Arkansas, JJ the Boss, his family and friends, are those who set the rules in the southern states street racing scene. Now with over 100 episodes shown, Street Outlaws Memphis has gained a loyal fan base of its own. As such, it's normal that many viewers wondered what happened to Doughboy, who hasn't been seen during the series' 5th season. So what is he doing today? Is he okay? Or has something bad happened to him? Stay with us to find out. A lot has been commented on about Doughboy during the last year. As one of the main cast of Street Outlaws Memphis, his disappearance from the show in the latest season took everyone by surprise. Though at first, the audience assumed that he'd soon be back, hopes of seeing him again on a small screen went downhill as the season progressed. While Doughboy hasn't bothered to update his public Instagram and Facebook fan page for a long time, his personal account on the latter platform shows that he was still pretty much active in May 2021. Although there's no information about his whereabouts on his profile, comments from his friends showing him their support during the difficult times he was supposedly going through could be read under every post. So what happened? Strong rumors about him being convicted have been circulating on the internet during the last year. This speculation only strengthened when fans noticed that he was no longer listed as part of his father's JJ the Boss racing team, added to the fact that his family haven't featured them on their social media posts for months. Unfortunately, there's no way of knowing if these rumors are true. We can only hope that Doughboy is doing well and eventually returns. Doughboy went through a difficult time in 2020 when he had to undergo back disc surgery. The news was announced by JJ the Boss on his social media, but unfortunately, he didn't explain what caused his son's back problems. As expected, fans of Street Outlaws Memphis have been speculating on Doughboy's health problems resulting from a car crash. Though this theory isn't far-fetched, considering what Doughboy does for a living, there haven't been any reports of his involvement in an accident, leaving us to assume his back issues are caused by something else. So, if his health hasn't been the best lately, could this be the reason he disappeared from the show? Though it would make sense for him to take time off TV due to his injury, and the physical therapy he surely had to go through afterwards, Doughboy's break has been too long for him to still be in recovery. This was also noted by fans, who have been passionately commenting under JJ's Instagram posts that Doughboy's absence has been suspiciously just too long. Unfortunately, there haven't been any clues about his current life, and his close ones' reticence from commenting or updating their followers on his health are only making the whole situation more confusing. Although he's better known as Doughboy, his actual name is Joshua Day, a native joiner in Mississippi. He was obviously deeply influenced from an early age by his father's love of racing. However, Josh's path to becoming a renowned streetcar racer didn't come easily. As affirmed in his early years, he crashed a couple of autos, including his first, a 1964 Chevy Nova. Years later, he would finally join the Memphis team with Debo, a 1962 Chevrolet Impala, which the Street Outlaws Memphis audience saw debuting during the show's first season. Nonetheless, it's known the 1973 Chevy viewers usually saw him driving in the show isn't his, but is Lee Roberts, who is his fellow team member and quite the expert driver. Still new to street racing, but with a lot of potential, Doughboy's on-road attitude and kind personality earned him the approval of the show's audience in no time, a fact easily ascertainable by just looking at the over 15,000 followers he amassed on Facebook. Considering his popularity, it's not surprising his fans are so worried about him and loyally expect his eventual return to Street Outlaws Memphis. As the main star of Street Outlaws Memphis, there's a lot to say about Doughboy's father, JJ the Boss. Born in Tennessee but raised in Arkansas, Jonathan Day grew up used to the way things worked in the streets. Doing whatever to earn money, JJ had a fondness for gambling, but also taking small jobs. It was this same self-reliant personality that allowed him to afford his passion for muscle cars and speed from an early age. Unsurprisingly, JJ owns too many cars to be counted. However, the Chevy 1966 he drove during his first years on the streets is unforgettable for him. As he admits, street racing wasn't only a hobby or an entertainment for him back then, but became an alternative way to make money. While it's unknown what crimes he was exactly guilty of, it's known that JJ spent 8 years in prison during his 20s. Though jail time was of course hard, JJ says that the experience taught him valuable life lessons, resulting in him appreciating life for what it was and respecting everyone in it, as he affirms. Now, with a renewed life goal, JJ went on to found his business by buying, fixing, and selling old cars. His little entrepreneurship eventually became a car shop, one which allowed him to pursue his passion for speed as well. Street Outlaws Memphis' main focus is the well-known Memphis team, commanded by JJ DeBoss. Though many people know what the team is nowadays, few are aware of how it originated. As it happens, by the time JJ founded his car shop, he already had over a decade of experience in the racing field. As well, his knowledge of mechanics also came in handy in fixing and improving his own cars. However, being well known in the Memphis street racing scene wasn't always positive. His huge popularity meant that he was just too much of a difficult rival for everyone, something which limited his chances of making money from it. So JJ found other ways. He took it upon himself to teach his wife Trisha and her friend Precious all his knowledge and tricks behind the wheel. He would then irk guys on the street by telling them a girl could beat them, ensuing many races, which resulted with either Trisha or Precious as the winners, and fair money for everyone. Later on, Doughboy's wife Chelsea, who happened to be Trisha's sister, ended up joining the team. Other members of the team, such as Jeff James and Carp, have been JJ's longtime friends, while others have joined the crew over the years. If you have been carefully watching Street Outlaws Memphis from the start, you probably noticed Chelsea in it more than a couple of times. However, it was only during the 5th season that she took a more notable role in the series by joining the Memphis team. While these changes might have come as a surprise to many, especially considering Doughboy's disappearance from it, Chelsea has actually been in street racing as a career for years, despite her young age. Being Trisha's youngest sister, Chelsea's love for speed doesn't come as a surprise. As well as her older sister, Chelsea's enjoyment for races started only as mere entertainment, but quickly developed into a passion. Following her own path on the Memphis race scene, Chelsea's Instagram account shows us that she was racing her Tomcat car as early as 2013, later driving a Camaro in 1973 as well. Knowing all of this, it's not hard to imagine that she most likely met her husband-to-be Doughboy during a race event. The pair eventually tied the knot in 2015, and even have matching tattoos with each other's names as a memento of it. Chelsea and Doughboy have welcomed 2 children together. Although rumors of their separation have been on the rise since his absence from the public life has become more noticeable, the fact that she's just too involved with his family business tells us otherwise. As is already obvious, there are no limits to the Street Outlaws franchise. While we already know what the original series is about and how popular it has remained throughout the years, its most recent spin-off, Gone Girl, takes a route somewhat different from the previous productions. With the premise of showing the fastest female street racers out there, Gone Girl premiered on Discovery Plus in late 2021. Besides having Chelsea in its main cast, the show includes another 6 well-known women in the race scene, such as Lizzie Musey and Armani Johnson. Chelsea's sister Trisha and her friend Precious are also part of the series, which gives the usual format of Street Outlaws a different and daring approach, focusing on actual legal races. While this concept might not sound as exciting for those who watched the original show for the whole street racing factor, Gone Girl has proven to be a good alternative scenery for those motorheads who are looking for a change. It's not yet clear if Gone Girl will repeat the success of the previous Street Outlaws series, but for now, it has proven to be a good source of entertainment. If you're already used to what the original Street Outlaws series is about, you would surely expect the same from the Memphis-based series. While almost everything works the same, including the rules behind the wheel and the potential rivalries between the city's drivers, what makes Memphis' series so interesting and different from the Oklahoma one is how the relationships between the cast are more family-like. It's not only the close father-son relationship between JJ DeBoss and Doughboy that can be described as such, but the long-term friendship and how loyally the Memphis team members support each other that makes the show stand out. If there's something any reality series can't escape from, that's surely problems with the law. Although not getting along with the forces of the law should be normal for the cast of a show centered on supposedly illegal activity, the lawsuit against Street Outlaws Memphis main star JJ DeBoss is not so simple. As it happens, in 2018, the also Memphis-based car racer, Chad Larkin, accused Jonathan Day of assault. The incident occurred in September 2017, when Larkin accepted Day's team's race challenge for a $30,000 prize. As court papers state, he assisted the event, trusting his own abilities, and believing that it was a legitimate race. Allegedly, the race was organized by the show's staff members, who also asked him to bring $1,000 for gambling, in addition to a guest list. Everything went downhill when Day apparently told his team to let out their dirty tricks for being disqualified during the first race, even insulting and declaring war on the rival crew members as a result. Then Day's team apparently took it upon themselves to physically attack Larkin and his wife, noting that the show's production didn't intervene during the fight. The incident ended with a severely harmed Larkin and a juicy video which featured in the show. Unfortunately, there's no information about the lawsuit's outcome. Fortunately, for those who can't seem to get enough of Street Outlaws Memphis, the show has been cancelled. In fact, its most recent season renewal in late 2021 hints that there will be more of the show for a long while. Considering that, it's not far-fetched to think the possibility of Doughboy returning is open, regardless of the mystery surrounding his absence. Does that sound good enough? Though surely, any fan of Josh Doughboy would be happy to see him back on the TV screens. For now, we should settle for being patient about it.
Thank you for spending some time with us. Make sure to like and subscribe so you never miss another video. We also handpick these videos which we recommend you watch next. You can talk to us on all social medias or ask a question in the comments below. Thank you for being with us, and we'll see you back tomorrow.